I got a leaf on me. And we're live at Tabletop Tuesday Brewery. We have a lot of special guests on tonight. But first, we're here. We're having a Pitch Storm release party special event. It's pretty crowded. We're having a good time. But we double booked ourselves, and Peter has been gracious to come all the way down from LA. Peter Vaughn from Breaking Games to go over our originally scheduled program of Expancity.
Expancity.
So,
yeah.
I can go over it real quick. It's a 2 to 4 player game. It's 45 to 60 minutes. 10 or older. Designed by Alex Cutler. Published by Breaking Games. Retails for about $60. What's the best way you described it, Peter?
Well, I mean, I usually say SimCity meets Legos. I mean, that sort of does it. If you're a gamer and you know Suburbia or Carcassonne, you're going to see some similar things in here. So you're building a city with the other players. It's the same city, but of course you want to shape it the way you want to shape it. So as you build, and with lots of fun building block pieces, you're going to be getting, there's public goals, there's secret goals, so you can kind of get that school next to that commercial property and stuff like that. Goal of the game is, of course, points, but a beautiful city is built by the end, and the losers destroy it, so it's fun. It's fun time.
So we were originally supposed to have 4 people on this, but we squeezed in a 5th just because he's one of our favorite guests at all of our events. Michael right here.
Oh.
So
it's not we're actually working on the 5th, 6th, and 7 player expansions of Expancity.
Nice.
Which would be crazy, but right now I could just step out and teach it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll make it work. I mean, we're going to play some rounds and really get into this and enjoy it. I've never played it, but I've watched some videos and read the rule book, and I'm excited to play this game. So I know I think Michael's played this game.
Once or twice.
Okay. And
nice.
Matt's new to gaming, but he likes coming out.
Yeah, I haven't played this game yet, but it looks pretty cool. I like the way he explained it, like Legos meets this. And that's the way that I think that you get all the gamers into this, because there's some people out there that may not be into this kind of games, but if you explain it in the way it's like, hey, it's like this and this, cool. Then that way I have a bridge to make that path work.
I agree. I mean, it's like we're just trying to make accessible things. Everyone can come in there and try it out, not get too scared of it. Sometimes with the way game rule books are, or it just seems intimidating, like I can't play that, and that's not what we're about. So,
well, my cameraman, he read the rule book, took about 6 minutes, and he's like, I got it. And I review Kickstarter games. That's never the case. So he's just like, let's do it. I'm like, you got everything? You sure? Because usually he'll miss something. He's like, no, I got this. We played through the entire game. I don't think we had a single hiccup. We played again and again. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear, because the rule book, just getting it's not intuitive necessarily that in this game the city council has rules, like you can't have more than 3 buildings, or you can't build more than 1 floor at a time. Those aren't necessarily intuitive until you know what that rule is. And so writing a book that was that got all that in there,
explained it well and concisely.
It was a challenge. You know, we would do blind test after blind test, and someone would be like, why are you doing that? It's like, I don't know, I thought you could do that. You know, so getting that just right is hard, for sure.
Good. Okay, cool. So we're all set up and ready to rock and roll. So you guys
I guess it can be me and Peter can play together as a team to make it fair for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Sure,
All right.
So,
and we get to destroy it when we're done, right? Just.
So you guys,
Godzilla,
you need to pick a building color, everybody.
Okay.
I'll go with
I can stand up a little bit. And Frankie, what color? Frankie's on with us too. I don't know if Frankie introduced him. He's the owner of Stefano's Laguna Hills, and also runs up One Up to Nerd.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And you'll be seeing him more. Plus, we run our events at his.
Free food to those who show up and mention the stream.
You know what?
So,
sure. Why not?
Speaking of which, before we get too far, Peter, you wanted to? Are we giving away a copy today?
We are.
So we're giving.
Someone can win Expancity.
So about, grow.
Think about making it fun.
Customer base.
Comment below.
I'll take it, man. I really will.
So I was thinking, comment below of your favorite skyscraper.
Maybe the city? Favorite skyscraper?
Yeah.
There's only like 3.
That was a lot.
That's a tough one.
Well, then there's just a lot of 3 repeats, but
How do you have a favorite skyscraper?
I don't have
Ted
a favorite.
Mosby.
Like, well, this one's the nicest because it's the highest. Or,
You have the Sears Tower, the Freedom Tower.
Oh, there's a freebie for you right there.
That's right.
Hey, I'm from Chicago, so it's got to be, classic Sears Tower. You're only going to need 6 of these. The other pieces you want to kind of move off to the side.
Okay.
So basically, the 6 are your supply, and the rest is your reserve. Okay.
Perfect.
So, and then here's 2 tiles to start.
So we're building tiles on.
So we'll be zoning and then building, and then points at the end.
Yeah. So there's a player aid for everybody. These turned out to be really good for knowing what you're doing. The player aid tells you the 4 steps. It also shows you all the buildings that are available. And on the back it goes over the city rules, which I'll explain right now. So in the game, you're always going to have 2 tiles in your hand, so you're going to build one of them. That first step is called zoning. Your first tile's got to go, your tile has to go next to another tile. It can't be diagonal, it has to connect. When you place the tile down, now you're going to move into a building phase, where you're going to have basically 3 actions you can do of 2 different types. So either you're going to put a piece on the table, or you're going to take a piece from your reserve and
right
get
here.
building material. So either going to get building material or put a building down. So on your first turn, you might put a building on this one, and that's 1 action, and then you've got 2 actions left, so you could take 2, 1, 2 to get more building materials. And you might think you've got a lot right now, but once you start building a bunch of skyscrapers, you're going to run out, so you're going to have to balance between getting pieces and putting down pieces.
Great.
All right, so you got 3 building actions. An optional move on your turn is to put a rooftop on that. This is our residential rooftop. We've also got your choice for commercial. You've got one of those 2 toppers, okay? So you're gonna optionally get to put a roof on a building. If you do that, you're gonna score. And after you score, you're gonna look at 2 private goals. These range in points from 3 to 15 points. You choose the one you like this one says an after-school job, control a residential and commercial next to a single school. And if I've already got a school out there, I'm like, oh man, I'm totally doing this one.
Yeah.
You keep that one, you put the other one on the bottom, and you'll be trying for that goal during the game. Unlike, say, Ticket to Ride, there's no penalty if you don't end up doing this during the game, so you just keep a bunch of these and try and shape the city the way that you want them.
the more points on the card, the more difficult it is, more than likely, to achieve it.
Right.
Although you could just already have it.
You could already have it. That does happen at the end of the game. You're like, oh, let's see if I can get any of these for free. There's also 3 public goals that have been determined before the game that you're going for. So in this particular game, whoever at the end has the tallest tower, whoever has the most properties next to parks and the most residential would get another 12 points. Okay? So let me explain the city council rules of this game. So we've got 2 different types of tiles that you can build on. The blue ones are commercial and the green ones are residential. Residential has you can't have more than 3 floors, and you have a minimum of 1. So it's a min of 1, max of 3 for residential. Okay? Commercial, you can't put a roof on it until it's 4 floors.
Okay.
And it has no maximum. So you can see how big you can make those. Cool. Okay? So the way the city works, though, is you are not allowed to build your... Let's say you had 2 residentials going at the same time, which can happen, no problem. Let's say they were both 1 story. You're not allowed to add a second story to a residential until you've proven to the city that you can actually finish what you've started.
Okay.
So you have to finish a 1 story before you can go to a 2 story. Now that doesn't mean you can't have a commercial going at the same time. You could totally have the commercial going because the commercial doesn't get to have a roof until 4, so it's independent of the residential. But again, you have to prove to the city that you can do a 4-story commercial before they'll let you do a 5-story commercial. Okay. The other rule about the city has is you can't have more than 3 going at a time. So if I was to place this tile down and I want to build on it, I can't claim it because I've already got 3 in progress.
Until you finish the
So you're going to want to pay attention and finish things on the turn before so that you have room to put another building. You also have a rule in this game that you can't take your 3 building actions and go, boom, I'm making a tower. Because construction takes a long time. So you can only go one piece per tile per turn. So it takes a bit to get the city up there. If you got 2 commercials working at the same time, and it was my turn, I could say, there's 1 action, There's 2 actions, and let's say I didn't have any more, I could pull the 3rd action from the bag. That's basically it. Those are the rules. You're going to see what the cards are like when you get them.
Oh, the scoring track is super cool. You put your thing on the point tracker, and then as you go through the point tracker, you get your 50. You go back to 1, and you put another one on.
True. I mean, you're building a building game, right? I mean, come on.
Here's my tracker.
All right.
Frankie, your wife says hi.
What's up? What's up, wife?
All right, so we got City Hall here starting off the buildings. The person who goes first is the person who is in the tallest building most recently, like the last week. What was the tallest floor you got to?
I work on the 15th floor.
My couch.
Ooh, that could take it. I think 15th floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 15th floor.
All right.
All right, so you're starting us off.
I'm gonna place my tile first, right?
Yeah. You're
right.
placing a tile.
So green's residential.
Green is residential.
That's the residential right there.
Right.
Now, how are they going to see down here? That's the trick, right?
We got a little bit elevated, but with the magic of Facebook, we're doing the best we can tonight.
the magic of 720.
The magic of 720.
What you can do is you can sneak it up real close as the city gets built, so that they can see what it's looking like.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll work on it. And then now I get to place 3.
So you get to build. So 1 can go on that residential.
Yep.
And then for actions 2 and 3, you're gonna have to pull out of your supply because there's nothing else to build here.
So you get 2 more buildings.
Yep,
So
perfect.
2 more into your.
Got it.
No, it actually goes the other way around.
You start with 6.
You start with 6.
You
You've just
put
put
1.
1 down, so you've got 5 left. 5.
Oh, you
five.
only start with 6.
This
You only
is,
start with
This
6.
is excess.
Oh.
This is what you start with.
Okay.
So you've got 5 left, and your 2nd and 3rd action are to get 2 more.
Okay.
So now you should have 7.
Yep.
Good.
And now, here's what I recommend on your first residential. I think you should cap it because you can't build a 2-story until you get this
Can
one
I
done.
cap it for free or I have to waste a
It's
turn?
for free.
Perfect. Let's
It's
cap
for
it.
free.
I like
so
that
then
cap.
you score. Now, I didn't explain scoring yet in this game, but you basically score the modifiers around the tile multiplied by the number of floors.
You get 1 point.
So you get 1 point for this because it's 1 times 1, and then you get to look at 2
You made a
contracts.
sad house.
2 contracts, pick 1,
Oh, yeah.
and at the end of every turn, then you're going to draw 2 tiles
Are
to
there
roll.
more tiles?
Oh, there's an entire bag full of tiles.
Okay.
Frankie, don't look at my cards.
No, our city's only going to be 5
So then
tiles.
you're going to
long.
draw.
I mean,
You're going to
it seemed
draw
odd.
2 tiles. Pick
I
one to
wanted
put
to
the
know.
other
Do
one
I
back
have
in
to
the
discard
bag.
my other tile?
No, you keep it.
Keep it. Okay.
You're just
then
drawing
you grab one.
a new tile to have. So you always have 2 tiles to
So
work
just
with.
draw 1
Got
tile.
it. Got it.
You draw 2
Draw
and
2?
pick one
Ooh,
of them.
I want a bigger bag. Where's the
That is coming.
deluxified bag?
Okay.
please?
The
'Cause
tiles
that
were-
is,
the
I
2 tiles
couldn't
I
read
Okay.
it.
drew were the
So
same,
it's a tiny bag,
That was
Yeah.
easy.
and we did
Now we need
notice
your,
that, and I said
Need your
something.
little starter, everybody.
Because I'm like, I was playing and I was like, okay, we need a bigger bag. And so what we're going to do on the future expansions is we're going to not only put a bigger bag in there, but
Oh, right there.
anybody
What do you want?
It's point.
Oh, you want? Oh, your point. Okay.
Yeah, he needs his point token.
Yeah.
Everyone just
anybody who writes to us and says, I want the bigger bag can have it when we release the next edition. It's going to be a much bigger bag. Because we have expansions coming, and those are going to need tiles too, and you're going to need to fit them all.
That was my critique. I got it out of the way. I couldn't help it. I was just like, I want the deluxe, because I was sitting there like, nah.
We'll make a
nah.
big, huge bag for you.
Yes. 2 hands in. There you go.
All right.
So my turn.
Yes.
Is that what's happening? All right.
go
So
back.
Play a tile.
play
Okay.
style.
Well done.
Literally,
Okay, so that's a commercial.
Good so far.
Building action number 1 is you're going to
Building
claim that
action one.
I
tile.
got you.
And then building action 2 is getting a building material, and 3 is getting another one.
2 and 3. Cool.
Beautiful.
Now you can't cap that because it's commercial.
I don't
It has
wanna
to
cap
go-
it.
It has to go all
Good.
the way
You
up.
don't get to. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't.
Yeah.
All
Commercial
right.
needs
Because you need a
time.
minimum
All
of 4,
right,
right?
Yeah,
Just like-
minimum of 4.
So I don't have to.
All right. What do you want to do? What are we gonna do?
You're going to play a tile. I'm going to just
No,
Oh, and I need
team.
to draw a tile, right?
I'm going to spread the link to this.
Do we draw a new tile?
I draw a new tile, right?
So yeah, draw 2 tiles and pick one.
should have just thrown it at me. It would have been like the
See, I had 2 of
force.
these
So
at the
is this
beginning
a
of
tile
the
I
first
can
one.
build on?
yeah.
or
I was
what
like,
is this?
no.
No, that's like bonus points for tiles.
Now-
Keep those covered.
Now that they can see,
people
where
see
can
it?
I play this in any of these locations
You
provided
can.
it's adjacent?
You totally can.
Okay.
Residential, you get a +1 if you get.
So my idea is I'm going to go ahead and play this near his residential
That's gonna be strategy.
in high hopes that I'll get bonus points later on in the
Okay, so you draw
following
2 tiles and it's back up to
portions
you.
of the game. So I'm going to put that
So does
down.
it have to be on that side?
And then I'm going to go ahead and take.
So the
big
modifiers,
babies.
by the way, affect all 4 sides
All 4
orthogonally
sides?
around
Okay,
them.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
If
It
it's
does
just,
not have to be on that side.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Which one's the houses? They're different.
The flat
Flat
tops.
top?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So he's going to cap this residential.
Just trying to get points as
For
fast
one
as
point.
possible,
I see how it is.
huh?
Michael.
Interesting move.
You're coming in,
So
tying
going
the
on the
game
1
up,
point.
huh?
Yeah, on top.
On top of blue.
Okay, that's how I do it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 of these.
Look at 2
babies.
contracts.
All right.
Oh wait, should I take 2 cards? Or no? Only if you
Only
put
if
a,
you
a
have.
cap.
Put a
You're not
rooftop
special
on it.
enough to
Apparently
get what I
not.
got.
So that's fine with me.
I'll place the tile.
Well, you
Right there?
Just
Is that where we
Yeah,
go?
right there.
Okay.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Place my dudes. And then I don't
the
have
one
any
you
other
want.
moves though. So I'll
Okay,
just
so you put that, and you take 2 more from your stock, right?
I'll go with the more likely one.
All right,
We'll
all right.
start off easy. We'll start off
Do you
easy.
draw 2, pick 1? Oh no.
You draw 2, pick 1. Anytime you're looking at these, or anytime you're looking at tiles.
Got it.
All right,
Bag.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull.
Tile, all right?
Yeah. So then you're gonna draw 2, pick 1 for the
Take from
tiles.
the top. All right, what do I
Oh,
want?
I didn't do the draw 2, pick 1 tile.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know now.
All right.
Sushi
So we're going back.
On
We're
tiles
all the way
also.
back.
My turn?
John, your
Yeah.
turn.
This just goes back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's the blue. So I want to go here, right?
Well, that's a park, and that modifies positively
For me.
residential, commercial. The thing that I didn't
Well,
explain
you don't get
is that
points unless you build it
once you've
after.
scored the building, modifiers
more
don't
points.
do anything else to that building.
You just
Okay?
get a plus. You just
so
get
you
a
score
plus 1.
you score 1 time, and it's when you cap it.
Yeah, I might as well just put it here then.
Okay,
Take away
So
one of the
just being
sides.
nice.
It's a
Okay.
beautiful park.
Go ahead and take 3 buildings then.
You get to take 3 buildings from your stock because your 3 building actions are 1, 2, 3,
And then
and
I
then you're
just-
drawing 2 and picking 1.
Now, also, you don't have to cap, right? Like you said, you could go ahead and cap because you can only place a 1. You could, if
Right.
you wanted to, wait because maybe that's what you had in your hand, and then you wanted
Right.
to go ahead and play that.
Now, one of the things in this game is that if you build commercial towers with a lot of good modifiers, you can get up to about 40 points on a score.
Oh, wow.
But if you go with a lot of residential and get like a lot of fast buildings, you can look at a lot of scoring opportunities. So those are 2 avenues you can take in this game: is try and make them big, or do a lot of capping.
And since I've capped my first residential, now I can build a 2-story.
Now you're allowed to go up to 2.
And you get bonus memes for these at the end of the game. Cool. Bonus points.
Right, and residential is one of our end goals.
Bonus
It's a
meme.
really good idea.
It's a really good idea, John.
Well, Frankie's going, John, on the tabletop takeovers. Do you have a link to the podcast, or just?
Oh, if you go on tabletop takeovers,
Yeah, I just want to share the.
That actually looks pretty good like that. Closer is better. Good.
share.
Good.
So
Sure, that way.
so I place a residential tile.
Yep.
I place a building on that.
Right.
I place another building on that.
Yeah,
Watch
see,
out.
the city's
Oh,
not
no,
going to
it
let
had to go on
that.
second
One building
huh?
per tile per turn. So
Right,
there's
okay.
1, there's 2,
And then you draw one from this.
because you had that last
then-
turn, and then you draw 1 for your last
Draw one.
building action.
Now, if you want, you can cap that off, and you can do what I did last round with the cards.
Yeah, let's cap it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get on the board.
There is reasons to not, even though there's only 1 there.
All right. So what's going to happen
you're on the
now
board.
is this
I'm
is
on the board.
1. This is 1 point
Yeah,
plus
we're gonna
another
keep
point.
Wait,
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 wait.
wait.
Listen,
You're
he's
going to
gonna
go
give more points.
1 plus 1 times 1. So you actually are going to get 2 points for that, because this park here makes that a better property when you score it.
He's so good at explaining
Then
things.
you're going to get 2 contracts. Pick 1.
Can we help you?
All
Trying to
right.
help.
You're a shark, bro.
Frankie's like, I quit.
We're already building a very nice city together.
All right.
There's a great park in there.
It's
Somebody needs to
colorful.
put a brewery right around there.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. How about?
Thanks for joining us on our brewery live stream, Peter.
Absolutely.
Hope you're enjoying your beer.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna
Thank
pick.
you.
What's your beer, Michael?
You get a beer.
And so I'll put that one back.
Okay.
Okay, and then the tiles.
Thank you, Michael. For
Now-
joining us.
Place a tile.
Yeah, the tile bag's right there.
I will then take 3 actions, 2 of them being to take, 1 of them being to place.
I should mention, if you finish a private goal and on your turn, you just turn it over like I did this.
Okay.
and
You
score
just
it.
go
Okay.
bam.
It's an instant action.
Yeah.
I'm going to not add any rooftops, so I won't draw any contracts, and then I will draw 2 tiles from the bag.
Okay. He's
I'm gonna pull from the
basically,
very
since
bottom.
he's allowed to build up to 2, he's gonna, get 2 stories.
Bonus points.
And if you can get a good one next to that
Be
resident,
telling them now. Come
they
on.
gotta know.
You're my team. All right, what do I want to
I'm
do?
on everybody's team for this game.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to tell you.
That's what you say.
All right.
Mike is
I know
right
the
there,
truth.
Frankie.
Come on, sorry.
You building something?
Don't
worry about it.
Oh, he's got.
What?
He's got
Oh,
he's going industrial.
I don't feel the need to like not share with people.
So one action there.
I don't want
Two
to show
action
you
on
nothing.
that one. and
Well,
then
show those
Because
cards
if I show-
why.
pull
Yeah.
from your
It's
stock.
very important to not show those cards because if I know that you got 2 plus greens in your hand, you got a plus green, he's got a plus green, I'm going to be drawing greens from that bag.
He counts cards.
I will also know, based on these cards here, like for instance, if this one says I need to build a residential next to a park, and you've got a park in your hand, I'm going to pick this card over a different card.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you're welcome to share, and I like people who share, but I would recommend you not.
Is it my turn again?
Yeah, back to you.
Yeah,
Back to you, John.
What do we got? We got any commercial happening yet for you?
All the modifiers are gone.
Yeah, your park got snapped up.
I can go
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right?
You certainly can. I'm
then-
certain that no one was going to put a modifier
And I'm
for
going
you,
to
though.
build there,
Okay, that's one
and
action.
I'm not going to cap. So
Two
I'm gonna
action.
take 2.
Yeah, and then 3. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
going to cap.
Okay, so you draw 2 tiles and you're good.
Perfect. I'm a visual, I like to stand.
All right.
All right, here we go.
You're up.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, let's do this.
follow me here. I can.
So you got to put a tile down first.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, and also every
start on
single
this.
property is only owned by one owner. So you
what?
can't. Every property is owned by only one owner, so you're not coming in on somebody
You
else's
don't get to
building.
jump onto my building
Oh, you
unless I
can't
give
go
you a
onto each
contract.
other's.
No, it is once you've claimed it, you control that tile.
Oh,
So you're placing a tile
I thought that was
first.
kind of like the.
When I get a bigger
Part of it.
commercial, I'll let you go ahead and rent one of the floors, but for now, you can't do that.
I like how you guys have mixed it up. Not people are not staying. Sometimes people build like their own little area, and they don't expand out of there.
You want to utilize your opponent's
Modifiers,
placements.
yeah.
So I don't think you will be doing that ever again, right? You got to place
No, I
these-
learned. I learned the hard
Exactly,
way.
exactly.
But you know what?
So one there,
That's how
2
you
there,
learn.
and then you draw one from your pile.
Right.
I'm
got it.
spicing the game up, Michael.
That's right.
You're
I'm not like
spicing it up.
commercial
Hey,
real
hey,
estate
Cap
agent.
you wanna
this,
help?
but obviously you probably want to
I'm
get to a
happy you're
second
helping.
story, so you want to probably leave
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'll
in fact,
leave it.
In fact, I'm
Don't you
going.
love my
And
park
then-
right in the middle of the
All right,
city?
Michael. It's
I'm
beautiful.
up. I'm
It's a
up,
great
right?
little
You know,
park.
you're a giver, and I like that.
What do I want to
There's
do?
lots of shade from the buildings all around
That's
it.
right.
What do I want to do here?
That's
You know
like
what?
one of the
I like
city's
what's
most
going on here.
well-known gazebo parks that you just built right there. So Michael's laying down a police
See, I'm
station.
gonna be nice. I'm gonna help you
The
guys out.
police station is good for residential, but commercial doesn't
Get
really
nothing for
care.
Commercial, got it.
Kind of gets
I
in their
should
way.
have put it over here for you, Green. I forgot about
fun.
it.
I
That was
enjoy
an
this.
accident. Okay, now I put
You
that
get
down.
3 actions.
So I'll go
I
ahead
had
and
zero
take
expectations.
2 and
1,
place
2,
1.
3.
I always make
Oh,
it
the
look
girls
weird by
can
doing it that way,
Yeah.
right? You should play probably first and then take, right?
People are just ready to play, but you're
So I can't cap a commercial building
until it gets to 4.
4.
Yeah.
I mean, are we playing an entire game of this? Is that what? Is this what?
We're
is
playing
is that
till
what's going
we
on?
feel like.
I mean, we still got
Until
about
the views
15,
start
we got
going
15, 20 minutes.
Let's see how far we
Okay,
get.
so because I gotta make sure to see how my game plan is gonna be. So okay, so we're playing that long. So I'm gonna go ahead and cap my building. Then
All right.
I'll show what these cards do.
All right, so we're going to cap the
Otherwise, I could wait a
residential,
little longer.
which has got a 1 from the police station, a 1 from the park, and a 1 for itself. So that's
Wow.
3 times 2. So that is a 6-point. Sorry about that. I've just destroyed the city.
Seriously.
That's a
Knocking
leak
over my
for a future
building.
expansion. No. So you get 6 points for
What's going on
that.
with that?
And now, are you?
Wow, that's a
now
big jump.
you're going to get to draw 2 cards as well, but I think you're turning in one, aren't you?
All right.
That's
Yeah.
on the board.
That's that way.
Every time you cap a building, you get access to 2 cards. You pick one,
All right.
and you put
My
the
wife,
other
will
one
really,
back.
my wife would really like this game.
We'll go with that one. All right, and now
And now you're turning over a contract, I take it?
here we go. Bam!
It says, citizens arrest, complete a 2-story residential building next to a police station.
Damn.
And that's 3
And
points.
you get 3 points.
Yep, and then you just keep these cards near you. For,
Oh, really? Oh, for
I mean,
reference. Sorry,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah. And then I'll also play. No, I don't have one.
Because there is one of these goals that's most contracts completed, so you would know how many you did.
Oh,
Interesting.
I like that aspect. All right,
And
take
we're
2.
over here. You're playing a tile
Right
first.
now.
Yes. Is this a bank?
That's a bank, which is good for commercial.
That's a
So
tall
it's
building.
actually good for
Skyscraper.
commercial.
So I should probably put it
You
right
could
here.
put it next to you. Now,
Oh,
if you go right there, you're going to help
that's
Frank
gonna
out
him.
also.
You don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
You don't have
You
just
could
to
also
sell.
go right
No,
here.
give him a sound.
Matt,
Massage
we're
tomorrow.
the only ones that are doing
Yeah,
commercial
that's it.
here. So
That's it. That's what you
Okay.
want it.
Yeah, we'll work
Now you
it.
get to take 3 building actions.
jerk, man.
So you can add to your
To incorporate cooperative
you know what?
play for a larger
Ain't
player
worried.
game, that might be a cool
Ain't
idea.
worried.
Absolutely. A couple contracts that help you out.
Huge.
If you help
If
buildings
you help
going.
somebody else out in some way.
Matt and I, we're into the commercial stuff.
All
Where's
right.
the designer at? Anyway,
I feel like building
I like
on the East Coast.
his resources over
East
there all
Coast.
standing up.
That's right.
So he's not going
You
to
can't even
come
see it
over
on
and
the
play
camera.
with me.
He's not. Yeah, he's not making it for this one, but he's going to be a PAX Unplugged, probably showing it off.
I just told you I couldn't make
Did I
it.
go
I
again?
can't either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your
Oh, you're not
turn,
going?
All right, let's see.
John, don't do anything
What
stupid.
do you got to do?
Well, where am
Develop
I?
Like-
more games.
I'm blue.
Like,
I want to develop more games.
So I can go here this
that's
time
good.
now.
That's good.
No.
That's the right
No.
move. That's the right move.
No.
That's
good
the
for me.
hospital, which is
hospital?
really good for residential.
I first put it a park in.
Why don't you put it right here? Put that right there.
Either back
Oh,
all
so
way
the
up,
city's
something
touch.
like that.
That's smart. Yeah, he's smart. Okay.
Okay, so he's got the hospital.
Now
there.
you're also
So
giving
did-
you're
so-
also giving them less opportunity to
Yeah,
place
yeah,
next
yeah,
to
yeah.
it.
So
do
does
one
this
there.
Well,
and then
Yeah,
you,
you can build that way.
and
does
your
this
other
become
two
like
actions
one
are to
unit
get
kind
more.
of deal?
Okay.
Another interesting thing too is if there is a tile like a residential or a commercial that somebody played, which won't happen early game, but later it will, where there's no
Squeeze in more
buildings on it, you can place in that area as well.
Okay. I would like to cap my two residential,
No,
please.
So, question: because these two tiles are together,
it means nothing.
okay,
It
it's
just-
not like if it becomes, it doesn't become like plus
An
3.
ultra building? No.
No, no. That's
But
more
see,
like
you saw here
Megazord.
though, this guy got a
So how
bonus
much
from
you
these
scoring
two
for
Two
guys.
that?
times
Sure.
2 is 4.
That's right.
It's actually
Yes.
2 plus 1 for the
oh,
tile
plus
itself.
yeah.
So 3 times 2
3 times 2
1,
is
2,
5.
3,
is 6.
6 there.
Plus you already had 1.
That's 7.
Oh yeah.
It was 6.
I get
6.
2.
You get to look at 2 contracts, pick one,
And I get to do the 2 tiles.
and 2 tiles for you, sir.
Look at our little city we're building. Isn't it cute?
It don't look bad. I
It's
like
got,
it.
let's see,
I like
you got a bank, so you can go. You can
We're
go
going
get
to
money
need a
out.
constitution as well.
It's got a park, and if you get injured, it's got a hospital.
it. We need a school.
But there's no entertainment
Not like
there
I
yet.
read it,
bad, you're going
we
to
don't
jail.
need entertainment.
we don't need.
Just give your kid a
All right.
stick and a ball.
My turn. So we'll
Sure, there's a
go.
park. So. Okay, you're putting out a commercial tile.
down a commercial
You got
tile.
3 actions, which are 1,
1,
2,
2, cap it.
and then 3. 3 is the you can build on this for your third action.
Yeah, okay.
Because capping is free.
Okay.
So you can cap this one and this one if you want, or you can wait on either.
And you'll also start running out of these guys eventually.
Yeah,
You
I'm
have
like,
to
wow,
draw.
I
You're-
got
if
two
you're
going into the
capping
next
the commercial, you have a choice of the rounded top or the pointy top.
This is
This is a very integral point of the game.
purely
though.
aesthetic.
No,
Yeah.
no. This is important.
Purely aesthetic.
He's looking at you like he's
I'm
not.
like, wait, what?
Later when we come out with
Okay,
different.
Personally, I would go with the rounded tip.
Well, I'm not
That's
you.
my personal preference.
Okay, so that's going to score 1. It doesn't have any
Innuendos for the
modifiers
adults
around
out
it.
there.
So it's 1 times 4.
Okay.
You have 4 points for that one,
Boom, 4 points.
and then you look at it 2 gold.
Callie.
Are you going to have nightmares about your tops now? Did I make the right decision? The pointy or the
Well,
round top?
we're gonna come out with more tops and different colors. So if anyone on the stream wants to vote
I'm
for
all about
other
options.
colors,
I'm all about options and choices.
hey, how's it going?
Customization. And then I'm gonna cap the
And
house.
you can cap that one.
Yeah, cap the house.
That one right
Do I get a
there.
do I get a residential choice?
Yeah,
on
you gotta
that
get
one?
lower.
No, we only have
Lower.
1 top for the
and then
residential.
So I get 1.
So 1 times 2.
2.
So 2 more points. And then 2 more contracts.
And this is why I get banned off Facebook. I had to come over here. I'm like, do you mind my shoulders are a little? This is why I don't.
At least we're not kicking anybody else.
That's why 30 days of ban.
All right,
And
you're
then
up.
2 tiles.
I'm a bad influence on gamers. Are you done
I
yet?
like the city you're going.
Did you finish?
Not my fault.
He had trouble picking between the round and the pointy top.
That sounds like something he'd have trouble with. All right, let's go ahead and move the scoreboard a little bit. I'm gonna put myself.
I got this.
Place myself out there.
All right.
Does Green have any points yet? No.
He's working on some commercials. They're
Yeah,
coming.
all I have is commercials.
They're
right now.
coming.
But once I score, it's gonna be a big
got
point.
you.
That's right. You got to get a
Got
couple
you. That was
good
all
ones
ab right there. What I have.
Appreciate
You
it.
show what points are all about in this
Man,
game,
what is this? Wait. We have any money?
There's a bank.
That's
There's
bank.
one bank. Obviously, he must care about banks.
Who doesn't like money?
Now, is that like currently? If I did that right there, would I just get this?
It's next to each bank, so we don't have the second bank out yet.
So it has to be both
It has
banks.
to be both banks, and you have to be near both
So I
banks.
thought when I was reading this, I thought it was each bank as in each that are currently in play right now.
No,
So
it's both banks.
So once it comes out, then
Yeah.
okay. Well,
So we're good. Well, he's going next to the bank now.
yeah.
Is it cap it?
You're gonna cap it?
Yeah.
You can go longer.
Okay.
But I don't want to do that.
I got my move
He
now.
wants to look at more goals, possibly? Because, you know, you have to. You could obviously build that thing bigger, but see, he wants access to those.
Yeah, I've already gone this route. We'll continue.
Just get 1 point for that because banks don't necessarily help out the residential housing.
No.
Peter, I really like the scoreboard, Peter.
Oh, thanks.
I love the creativity of just the little block. Little building block.
Building blocks are just something awesome, aren't they? I mean, we had to work really hard on the exact snaps so they don't like instantly fall apart when you build them, and they're not too hard to get them off.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Green or green? Audience decide. Okay, I'm
All right, here
done.
we go. We got some.
Now we got some serious
We got
business
commercial.
going.
All right, I'm going to play a soccer stadium.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's +2 to commercial.
Yeah!
-1 to residentials.
Right. Doesn't affect his because it's already capped,
Okay.
but still awesome for your building right
So
there.
I can place 1 here.
Right.
That's a ring
And then
right
your
now.
second action can be on that one over
That's
there.
an ultra rare right there.
Here.
Cap that second?
Mythic rare with foil.
I'm going to cap.
That's
All
right.
right, so he's going to cap that one. Now, what's the points on that?
Uh,
One
I
for
was
the
gonna go
bank,
Warhammer.
2 for the stadium,
analogy
and
as
1
well
for
there, but
itself.
there's-
So that's 4.
I mean, I guess like
times
there's
4.
typhus.
So you just scored 16
points.
points.
16.
What's that old
He's on the
Chaos
board.
Marine guy
Oh,
that's got
nice.
a cape. I have him actually.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah. There's a
don't
commercial
remember.
building for you.
Flavor
And you
Flav,
also
Flavor
get to
Flav.
look at 2 contracts and pick one.
What you guys doing?
We're fun.
How'd you-
We're
how'd
fun
you-
and entertaining.
Who did that? You did that. You will rue the day, good sir.
Is it my turn? Oh, sweet.
It is back to you.
yeah.
He's going to grab 2 tiles now.
What does rue mean? I mean, I imagine.
Oh, why do you want to go next to that one?
Because I want to.
Oh, he's got a contract related to
Maybe.
banks? All right, because I mean, there's juice here next to the hospital that you put in the city. All right. So you put one there. Your other 2 actions are pulled materials.
Yeah.
Done. Need the bag.
Need the bag.
Are there multiples of different buildings?
Yeah.
Like,
So
are
on
there
the
more,
front of the
more than one
card,
bank
you can
that's
see
possible?
there's 2 of
It
everything.
actually tells you
except-
exactly what's there.
Wow, yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Except for parks, there's 6 parks and there's 20 residential, 20 commercial. 2 of everything else.
And there's 2. I counted.
Oh, I think you said it doesn't tell
Oh,
you.
sorry, 1 stadium and 1 hospital.
All you need is a lava pit promo for me.
Man, lava pit would be awesome.
See,
all right.
and then the little fireballs popping. I don't know, just give you
We
guys.
were,
Soccer
we were
stadium.
thinking
Go
about
soccer
mass
stadium.
transit and industrial, but now the
there's
dungeon
that.
fantasy thing that's
There's
oh, yeah, we have
that.
to do
That's
it.
1. That's 2.
I just like to whisper into creators' ears to get me my promos in their
Grab-
games.
Lava
grab
pit.
1.
I've
That's
got
3.
4 now.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And grab 2 tiles.
at
Pin
you go.
promo.
I should like send
Yeah.
you guys. Well, I gotta send all my buddy creators my promo now. I got one that's hilarious. I look like a big like barbaric warrior, but I've got muscles. I'm like the.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's the envision to me of like 2 months from now.
All right, so we got 10 minutes. Much as we can get done in 10 minutes.
Not much. My turn.
Yep.
so whatever's winning
All
after
right.
10 minutes is going to be the
yeah,
winner.
yeah, yeah. We'll just score it.
Watch
make
this. Watch this, kids. How you like that? How you like them apples?
So 1 action, 2 action, 3 action.
You know, I like that move there. That was a good move.
Thank you. I thought I did a pretty good job
Draw
there.
tiles, back to
The
you.
form was good.
For me,
Yep.
I like to have a little flow with my chi. What is this?
I'm going to
Ooh.
a mall
Oh, man.
right
Oh,
here.
going right in there.
Now, you know, this one still is open.
Yeah. You know, I
Oh,
think you really
you
should
didn't
move
mention,
that
right,
one,
one.
you
right
didn't mention
there,
another
right
rule that Grant forgot about, actually.
Oh, wait, you know what? I couldn't
Then
even
I'm
get the
going
first
to
one.
cap this guy.
When you finish a building that is next to another person's building, you score less points.
Well, no,
right?
it's only if there's an empty lot. If you have a, if you
There's something like that we
if
didn't
you
explain.
score a building, this is a little rule here. If you score a building with an empty lot next to it, that would count as a -1 because the city doesn't like unsightly empty lots.
So you can place, if you don't have anything to place, right, or you want to keep building on what you're working on, you can place something down next to your opponent's unfinished one and give him.
and make them work on that.
We didn't say that, did we?
No, we didn't say
Okay,
that.
yeah.
That's 7
That was
points?
one rule that
So
he
actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4
Wow.
times
4.
times 4 again.
16.
Now, if you want to wait a second, you are allowed to go higher
Because
because
you got the
you
4
did a
there.
4, so you can make that a 5 on your next turn. Give you some more time to put something good right there.
And also, you'll have to do a 5 next time if you don't.
Anyway, right, yeah.
If
So
wanna
you might as well
You wanna
wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
All right.
So I'll take one more.
It does
shot.
actually open it up. What Michael was just talking about. If this was a cutthroat game, someone could go, "Oh, I'll give you something right next to there that's a negative."
But that's okay because you can still put a higher one and better yourself for next round. I mean, realistically, I suggest you guys do that. I'm not going to because I'm not going to waste my tile. But
That's good. All right.
The long game
I
is
go?
the best game.
Matt, are you done?
Yeah, John, your turn.
Yeah. Did you get? You got
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Okay.
Is there any empty lots? No empty lots.
No empty lots. That starts to happen towards
But
the
I'm
end.
gonna hop on this +2 right here.
All right.
That's probably the best spot.
That's a nice mall, and you're going right next to it. Okay, so you're one action
One
there, two action,
Can you put that on for
yeah,
me, Peter? Thank
and
you.
then third action to pull from your
teamwork, it
supply.
makes the dream work.
And
You're good.
Good.
Nothing.
You're
Tiles?
good. You can call
You
it
get
good.
nothing and like it. Oh, you're up.
Yeah, see that.
Right here, it screws them both. It screws them both. Put it there.
Man, it
Don't
doesn't
do
help me
that.
though.
See, they don't want you
oh,
to
we
do
got some
that.
good news behind us.
Huh?
Give them a -2 there for blue.
I don't have any -2.
Oh, there you go.
-3 then. Don't be helping people.
Oh, look at that. It's a nice park.
What are you doing?
Beautiful park.
You putting a park next to residentials? What do you think these guys are gonna?
It's a partnership and a stadium.
Matt.
That's a sports complex.
And
right there.
then,
That's right.
and then I'm gonna put one
One there.
there.
Second
and then,
action over there, right?
Well, no, that's my last guy.
Oh, so you're gonna have to pull one.
Draw 2. Can I just?
Well,
draw?
would you? Yeah, you could draw 2, or you could draw 1 and then continue building.
And then you
right?
have no more buildings left.
I mean, you want to keep that
zero
one going.
buildings.
Live on the edge.
You want to keep that
No,
one
no,
going.
no. You want to have buildings.
So I would do
edge.
1,
He doesn't
2,
know how to play this game.
3.
Don't listen to him.
Boom. Get that thing taller.
He's played like twice. I'm trying to give
true.
you helpful advice.
This is my second and a
I'm gonna
half
tell
game
you right now,
of
I'm
this
not
game.
winning
Yeah,
the
right.
game, but I'm having fun.
Developed it for 2 years, but yeah, I didn't play it a lot.
Developing, okay, not playing.
Right.
He basically grew the game. That doesn't even count. What is this? What am I doing with this?
But Michael's going. We're still giving a copy of this game away. You need to comment in the comments below your favorite skyscraper.
Yeah.
I want to see all the skyscrapers.
I want to see
If you have more
skyscraper.
than 3 favorite skyscrapers, I have questions.
When does the giveaway end?
You win automatically if you
Who's
name
the Ted
7.
Mosby around
When
here
does the
that
giveaway
knows
end?
skyscrapers?
Tomorrow?
No, we'll do
24 hours? So like
48 hours.
48 hours, okay.
48 hours.
That way you can share it out too, let your friends and family win. All right, what do I want to do? I got a lot of stuff. I've been building a lot of buildings here. So I'm going to go ahead and play. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's a nice hospital over there.
It's not fair. I want that. But I can't have that. All right, you guys talked me into it.
Yeah, you know you wanted a piece of that pie.
All right, we're running out.
Also, in the stream, I would take suggestions for. Eventually, we want to do, say, like Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower and have some other things in there. So if there's a monument or some cool building in another city that you want to be featured in Expancity in the future, shout it out.
Can we do like a Vegas expansion where you just have these massive like high rises?
That's
If
awesome.
you puke, you die.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and complete that one. And that's going to score me 1 + 1 is 2 times 2 is 4 points. I got this. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nice.
And then I get to go ahead and
contracts?
draw 2 more contracts. I'm just building a lot of small ones here because we don't have a lot of time. So don't do what I'm doing, most likely. Control
back over here?
To both a church.
Well, Matt's gonna wreck us right now.
All right, here we go.
Not yet. I ain't done yet. That's a good one.
All right.
And then I'm going to play a card too.
I feel like I did a lot.
I don't feel like I did much.
He's
Safe
playing a card,
Streets.
Safe Streets, which is 2 residential buildings next to a single police station, which he has right there for 6 points.
Sweet.
All right, nicely done. What we
You
got?
use 2 cards now. You got 9 points off 2 cards.
All right, I'm going to
okay.
place a residential
okay.
zone.
Okay, nice.
No!
Nice
Nice
that
park.
park, right? So 1 action, build that. Second action, go back to your tower over here.
And I
I
can
got
cap-
the-
is capping an action,
No,
basically?
capping is free.
1, 2.
And so your third action will just be to get more supplies, and for free you get to put a roof on
So you
it.
get like 20 points on this one.
So then that is, so you got 1 from the park, and 2 from the mall, and 1n for itself. So
Yeah,
that's 4 times 5 is 20 points for that tower.
You may get
So
points
I'm at
now, but
36.
That's this last turn, right?
you might get points now, but all these
one
residentials
more.
do not
Oh,
like
great.
this big commercial area. We're gonna knock it down.
We're gonna like
It's
pick it
a
outside.
high-rise.
Yeah,
No one even knows there's a park there because your building's there.
look at all the commercials all intertwined. You see, my residentials are over here. I'm
Need a
trying to build them
tile.
next to important
All right.
locations.
Don't
Size
get mad
for
at
the
me
bag.
for expanding. It's called gentrification.
Don't use big words at this table. Is it my turn?
Brett.
Yeah, your turn.
Buildings
No.
don't even have
playing,
gender, okay?
All
I
right.
say genderfication.
Hey, Brett, not cool with the fantasy. Not cool. It's not fair. Calling me out in fantasy football.
Where am I at? Where am I at? Right
Nowhere.
there.
You can be
there.
anywhere in this city.
So I'll go here.
All right, that's a nice park.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. No.
Near.
All right, good park. Awesome.
Okay.
Now you got 3 building actions. So
Okay.
one
So you
can be
should
over
cap
here.
your
I'm gonna cap this guy.
All right, so that's going to be there.
One.
And then one can be over here.
Oops, I'm grabbing the
You're
wrong
gonna
file.
cap him?
Well, he's got to do all his
Two.
building actions first. And then your third building action is just to get another from your supply.
Yeah,
You
there
can
we
cap.
You cap both of them.
No, this one's
It's the
too
last-
small.
It's my last turn, so should I just
Oh, yeah.
cap him now?
So
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can't
might
cap
as
the
well.
commercial
Oh, it's too
because
short.
it's not.
can't
It's
even
not
cap
four.
that.
I have 4 or more.
That one though is 1 + 1 × 3.
6.
Okay, so 2 × 3 is 6. 6 points,
Wait,
and you get to
wait.
look at 2 contracts.
This. Okay, that's blue. Yeah, blue,
13.
green.
And
And
then- You also get to look at these.
direct deposit.
Nice. 3-story next to a bank is worth another 6 points.
Take
And
that.
if one of those is points that you can score now, you can get that as
I don't know
well.
if I can get this one.
You
want that
never
one?
know what's
Yes, I
in
got
there. Okay.
It's a good choice. Look at our
Alright.
city. It's
My
so
turn?
beautiful.
All right, my turn.
No.
Yeah.
Is this it? This last round?
Yeah, this is it.
All right. So
no,
I'll start
okay.
with the park tile,
Okay, great.
and
And then you're gonna build on that one, right?
and then do this is a
think I
to
won.
get one is one action.
One, yeah. Two.
Did you get a tile? You don't
Blue,
get
the person that can
And then
catch
3 would be taking another one.
And then 3's that.
Right.
So then I cap
that
this,
one. Sure.
right? And I get the bonus from this and the park,
Right.
right?
So 1, 2 plus the tile itself is 3 times 4. It's 12 points.
So 12 points. Whoop.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
2 contracts.
So thanks.
And we'll bump that up. There you go.
Oh, well, you guys are close.
Really? Really? You know how hard I worked to get that far?
That tiles.
Apparently not very.
Well, it doesn't matter. So I got to score 12 points. Or did you
Yeah,
move?
I got
Oh,
it.
you moved
Yeah,
it already.
yeah.
All right, I'm up.
Showing off now.
I'm up.
Ah, I beat
I'm
you.
just gonna place this.
Okay.
Put one.
I mean, John.
Put one there.
Nice.
He's gonna cap it, I guarantee. No, you're minus 1.
Yeah, he's trying to get a minus for some
Don't be
reason.
sad.
Probably one of these
I know you
contract
are.
cards
I'm enjoying
says
this, actually.
score a
This is a
minus.
fun game. I'd like to see this one through, actually.
Not tonight. Just
Yay, so
No,
cute.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
taste of
Guys,
Expancity, but if you
So I
like it,
get 0 times 1 is 0 points.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and
but
score 9 for that.
because the goal says
I got you.
a fixer upper complete a building
So
worth
give
0
it a
or fewer
30?
points.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know how Matt, like, wrecked us.
All right.
we got one more turn.
Michael did pretty good though.
Well,
We're a bunch of short buildings.
Can't finish
You got the 5 star.
guys, this is just a lesson that
And
the
a lot
slow
of
game is
bonus
the
on
way
it.
to go. I have a church.
Are you gonna take us to church?
Take me to
Churches are good for the residentials, not so hot for the commercials. Although there is one goal in the game, one of my favorites is
Oh, I
called
get to do.
Second Communion. Build a church next to a bar.
That's a card?
That's a card in the game.
That's a
yeah.
good card.
I'll go right
Who thought of
here.
that one?
The designer Alex Kettler had all the names. So
That's great. That's
bring your
great.
kid to work day, build a a tall story building next to a school.
You gonna cap it?
I can't. It's a commercial.
This is a residential over here.
Do you have any
Green's
idea?
residential.
Is there any possibility for like an event card?
Now you wouldn't be able to go actually up to 2 stories because you don't have any other residential.
I was gonna ask about an
So you would have
event
had to cap it
card.
on last turn, but or if you didn't cap it on last turn and decided to cap it now, that would be 1, 2, 3. So you get 3 more points for that
Yeah,
one.
we'll cap it now.
Is there,
And you get to look at 2 more contracts just in case
What?
one of them's good for you.
is there any possibility of like an event card? So,
Nope, you're playing off of secret goals and public goals.
but I'm saying
He's
like
saying
if you
in the
draw
future.
draw 2 cards and maybe one of them is an event card and it has an instant action that's applied. I don't know if that was.
It could be something for the future. I
That's
mean,
what.
we're doing
That's what he asked, right?
we're,
Yeah,
we're
I'm just
doing
kinda-
like
like,
mass
that'd be kinda neat.
transit and industrial is going to be
Oh yeah, there we go.
pretty bad for most of the residential. So maybe there'll be some events like you can get around that or whatever. Definitely, if we put some monsters in there, we're going to need some events.
His hamsters are going. Right now.
Which we should do a final scoring though on these goals just to see
I
who
know,
is currently
just
winning.
Tallest
just thinking,
tower's
like,
green?
that'd be a
So
fun
tallest
idea.
tower,
or
if
component,
we were to end it
mechanic.
right now, you get
Just
12
like,
more
oh,
points.
surprise.
Most property next to parks.
Most properties next to parks.
I got one.
We got blue has
I have 1, 2,
One.
3, 4. I have
So
4.
I have 51
Oh,
points.
I got 2. There's
Yeah.
another park over there.
nice job. You crushed it.
Right?
I have 4.
That's a park over there, right?
Yeah, that's the park.
Oh, I got 3. 3, right?
1, 2. Where's your
Right
other
here.
park? Oh, boom! You got 3.
That's
but
12.
it's most properties though. So this building and this building are 2
Oh,
buildings.
so just 2.
Not.
Oh, it's only
you don't
what's
count
capped?
the parks. You count the buildings.
Does anyone else have more than 2?
Oh,
And they're friendly. So if there's a
Most-
tie, you split
most-
it.
Oh, this one has yellow has 3.
I have 3.
All right.
No,
that
no,
one,
well, they
that
have to be
one, and
capped,
that
right?
one. No, they don't. It's just
Oh, no.
controlled.
Oh, then 1, 2.
So you got the 12 points for
3,
that.
4.
12.
4, yeah.
So you'll
6
get
apiece. 6
32.
apiece.
32.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 apiece. You should
No,
be-
they didn't
oh,
share it. He
I
got
only
it
had
all.
2.
Oh, they both.
No,
Oh,
he had
I
it
had
all.
4
Frankie
properties.
had it.
oh, okay.
I've,
And then most-
this one property's next to 2, but it's
Most
only-
residential.
Yeah.
Michael had that on
By
his mind
far.
the whole time, so he's got 5 residential. So he takes another 12 on that.
Who takes 12? Michael?
I already got 12.
Okay.
So that's how it would end like that.
Perfect.
And then the losers, which would be everyone to my right, get to destroy the city.
Boom.
Yeah! Smash! Matt, get in here,
Take out
smash.
every little
Oh, I mean,
piece
it could
off
be
individually.
however you
So,
Michael's pretending that the entire city just sank.
Just melted.
Nice.
Melted into
Super
itself.
fun. Very fun game.
so I
Thanks
don't
for
know
that.
if you can see me. I have to bend down. But, Peter, Michael, thank you for joining us. Our regulars, Matt and Frankie, are here too. So, really appreciate you coming on, bringing your game, coming all the way from LA. Michael came really far, really far. I mean, it was a drive. Anyway,
10 minutes.
Anything we can do for you in the future, we'd love to do an event for you. Thanks for stopping in.
Well, we make a lot of games. So
I know,
maybe we'll
and
just
a lot of
keep-
games we like.
Okay, good. All right. We'll keep showing them here then. Thank you very much.
So anytime. So, Matt, what'd you think of the game, Matt?
It was a great game. Sorry, I got emails. It was a great game. A lot of fun. Also, because I won.
Just
that's why it
because you
makes it
won,
better.
that doesn't mean
Yeah, games
Nice
are fun
job.
when you
You did
win.
great.
you be quiet. You're behind the camera. You can't talk.
So yeah, go on Breaking Games. This game's available now. If you were on a few days ago, they were doing 20% off, but that's over.
Sorry,
So,
Cyber Monday
but,
just passed us. But
This isn't cyber. Does it have an app with it?
no, not
Maybe
yet.
it should have an app. Maybe a cyber game.
But yeah, we've got it at Breaking Games. It's probably on Amazon as well. Maybe you're late. Go into your local game store and demand that they carry Expancity.
Yeah,
How's that?
definitely. So Frankie, I don't think was a believer, but I think he's actually a believer in this game
Well,
now.
no, I mean, I was just kind of like interested to see where this was going. I really had no idea and had zero expectations, and I really enjoyed it. You know, if you grew up playing SimCity, like I did, for countless hours on on end, this
Yeah.
is something that's right in your wheelhouse. And I do enjoy it.
Cool. So, well, again, thank you for coming on. We just usually just announce our names and say have a good night. So, I'm John with Tabletop Takeovers.
I'm Frankie with One Up to Nerd.
Mike.
Peter Vaughn with Breaking Games.
Matthew with Tabletop Takeovers and OC Geek.
And have a good night.
Hey, cheers.
Aloha.